Thank you for joining us. We will now begin with an opening statement from Coach Jay Johnson and then go to questions. Use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. Coach, please go ahead with a brief opening statement.
Yeah, tough day today, obviously. Tip your hat to Stanford. They were ready to play. They hit everything. And, 24 hours or 36 hours a disappointment here is not going to change the accomplishments of our team. I'm very proud of them. First outright conference championship team at the University of Arizona in 29 years, 45 wins, national seed, host a regional, super regional, be champions of both of those, and lost to two really good opponents here in terms of Vanderbilt in a really tough game. The other night I was proud of the way we competed in that. And then today, they were just better. Like I said, we left a lot of pitches up and over the plate, and they hit everything.
Thank you, Coach. Now we'll go to questions. First, we'll start with Michael. Please state your name and affiliation.
Yes, Michael Lev with the Arizona Daily Star. Jay, what was the gist of your message to the team in the dugout after the game?
Yeah, we're going to wrap up here when we get back to the hotel to do that justice. The NCAA wants you to move along out of respect for the teams coming in, so there wasn't really enough time to do that and adequately do that. So we'll go back to the hotel and talk about some things. And I'll keep most of that between us, but it's just I'm really proud of them. I really believed we could be here. I believed we could be a championship team, and we were. And again, it's one thing to think you have that, talk about doing it, say you're going to do it, and actually go out and do it. And I'm really proud of these guys. Great baseball team, made up of great competitors and great character. And so it's going to be tough. This is a tough group to say goodbye to, and we'll have some of them back, but collectively pretty special. And we're going to make sure we know that how I feel about them.
All right, next we'll go to Teddy. Teddy, state your name and affiliation.
Teddy Cahill, Baseball America. Jay, just what kind of growth did you see out of this team, especially in the second half of the season and into the postseason?
Yeah, tremendous growth, and good question, Teddy. I think, this year felt like 2 years into one. A lot of the main players in 2020, when we felt like we had a team that could get here and it was shut down by COVID, returned with the exception of two. And so this was like 2 years in the making. With that being said, I do think we improved. I think they handled the whole COVID thing extremely well. We had a really productive, or as productive as you could have, summer, productive fall. Lost two of the three first games of the season, made some adjustments, and really got better as the year went on. To only lose, I think, 2 series the entire year in the conference that we play and the schedule that we play is a great accomplishment. But I thought we got better as we went. And in my opinion here, nothing really changed. We just ran into two worthy opponents where the margin between winning and losing that game Saturday night against Vanderbilt was incredibly small, and they put themselves on the right side of that. And then today we just got beat by a good team. And, but I thought we grew. I thought some guys really made some steps forward. I think some guys played their ways into professional opportunities. Guys played their way into, being elite college players, and all in all, just a great team. So very proud of them, and yeah.
Next, we'll go to Brian. Brian, unmute yourself and state your name and affiliation.
Brian Peterson with AZ Desert Swarm. Jay, you mentioned that a lot of pitches were kept up. Was that what you were seeing from Garrett? Was he just not able to keep the ball down?
Yeah, I think they had a really good plan against him, and he made some mistakes, and those are big, strong, physical guys, at least in terms of the Pac-12, the two most physical teams made it here, in us and them, and we knew Williams was going to be tough. He made it hard on us in the regular season matchup, and there wasn't a lot of margin for error. Tip my hat to Garrett to getting out of the jam in the first with no runs, and then got a 1-2-3 second. But then as we just were moving forward, it was just, he'd leave a ball up and they make him pay. And he hasn't done that. He had a phenomenal season for us. We won 9 of the 10 starts he had in Pac-12 play. All he does is win, at least that's what it feels like. So, today was kind of an anomaly. And I'll tip my hat to Stanford. You know, those guys got some grown man swings off on mistake pitches.
Again, if you have a question, please use the raise hand feature. We'll now go to David. David, go ahead.
Hey, Jay, Alex Williams had some success against you guys up at Palo Alto. What was the plan coming in today to try to be more effective against him? And how do you feel it went early there?
Yeah, great question. The plan was last time we looked like we were trying to do too much with him. He has good movement on his fastball where you feel like it's going to be on your barrel, then it moves off. Has a really, really plus changeup. I don't know where he sits as a draft prospect, but for me, that's one of the best pitchers that we've seen the entire season and should be talked about as a draft prospect. But it was really staying on the ball, really hitting the ball where it was pitched, because if you try to do too much, that's where he's going to beat you with his run on his fastball and then softening you up with the changeup. And we hit too many fly balls early in the game. It was very abnormal, out of character, and I don't know if that was just that he had some ride and it was getting underneath, or guys, didn't stay in plan. I'll have to look at that a little bit closer. We did start to put together some at-bats against him. Again, it's 5 runs in 6 innings, but, I mean, at one time they had more hits than outs in, like, the 5th inning, and you're not going to win in Omaha when that's the case.
All right, next we'll go to Sean. Again, please state your name and affiliation.
Sean Fagan, the Daily Wildcat. Coach, even with the tough loss, was there anything that you saw from the game that you liked from your players and what they were doing?
Well, when it was 10-0, I mean, it was going to be hard to come back and win that game against that quality of team. And, we just met in the dugout and just said, hey, like, not that I don't care if we win, but let's be realistic about what's going on here. There's no way a group of this good a character that are this good of competitors is going to go out like this. And then we immediately scored 2 and then scored 3, and it was 10-5. And so now you're thinking with our offense, the daytime, if we can get some zeros up, we might have a chance to claw back in it. So I was really proud of them for that. We just couldn't keep them off the board in the ballpark, off the barrel of the bat, and it made it really difficult to get any solid momentum and coming back.
Again, use the raise hand function if you have a question. We'll now go to Michael.
Chandler Murphy had excelled in exactly the type of situation you brought him into today many times this season. What was kind of missing from his arsenal today, do you think?
Yeah, I think he got a lot of the plate with his pitches, and they were right at the mid-thigh or the belt. And when you're looking at, and I'm going down their list of, Eddie Park, Tawa, Jones, Huff, Robinson, I mean, all those guys had multiple hits. Drew Bowser had 3 hits. Adam Crampton had 2 hits, and Tommy Troy hit one into orbit. So I just think we missed over the plate too much, and I'd have to go back and watch it to say. But, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of the same with Garrett. And those guys are quality pitchers and have been good for us. They're 2 of the biggest reasons we're in Omaha right now. But they made mistakes, and Stanford was on it today.
All right, we have a question from Brian. Brian, state your name and affiliation, please.
Brian Peterson with AZ Desert Swarm. How important was it late in the game to get in as many of the guys as possible to add to the experience?
Well, all of them deserve it. I think we got all but one player in the game, and we just needed one more guy to get on base. I mean, we hit into a double play in the late innings. That kind of hurt that, but I love every one of these guys. I mean, this is a special team. I mean, every single one of them, the 27 that are here, a lot of guys that aren't here, they've poured everything they had into our program. And going back to the last 15 games of 2019, the start of the COVID year and this year, they've been incredibly successful. And it speaks to the quality of players that we have, that they were, and the quality of people that they are and will continue to be. So I wanted to get as many of them as an opportunity as I could, and like I said, I mean, we fell one guy short, which I'm disappointed about that, but it wasn't my plan going in today to, hey, let's make sure we get everybody in the game. Unfortunately, the game turned out to be that way.
All right, we'll have one more question. We'll go to Michael. Michael, go ahead.
Yes, Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star. What does it say about Dante that his, presumably last two at bats as a Wildcat were, line drives that to the shortstop and second baseman?
Yeah, I mean, it's well documented with you, Michael, how I feel about him. I mean, if there's a recruit, a young player at home and wants to play baseball at Arizona, look at number 23. And as a person, as a player, and they don't make them like that, very often. And I would assume, somebody's going to give them a professional opportunity. If people are paying attention, they should. I just kind of glanced up at the board and I saw a stat that he'd only swung and missed at 2 pitches that were over 93 miles an hour the entire season. That screams major league hitter to me. And so he's a special one, and one we're going to miss. And his on-the-field contribution was amazing. I thought it was awesome that he was named first-team All-American the other day. He certainly deserved it. And the only thing he's better at than playing baseball is he's a first-class and quality human being.
Thank you, Coach, for your time today.
Thank you.
We will be joined momentarily by Dante Williams. Please use this time to raise or lower your hand as necessary. We are now joined by Dante Williams. Please use the raise hand function to indicate if you would like to ask a question. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation, as the student athlete cannot see you. So first we'll go to Sean. Sean, go ahead.
Sean Fagan at the Daily Wildcat. Dante, what is it that you as a team were either saying, or what did you guys do when you got together after you were down 10-0?
Just keep going. You can never count our offense out. We've been there plenty of times in the season. Just get it to the next guy. Just go up there and have a competitive AB. And, we trust one another. So, that's what we did. We continue to do it throughout the game.
Okay, our next question will go to Michael. Please state your name and affiliation.
Yes, Michael Lev with the Arizona Daily Star. Dante, what are you going to remember the most about this team?
Everything. From the locker room, weight room, the competitiveness, the music in the hitting facility. Every day they just come out and, give everything that they have, and that's why we're in this situation. It's just I'm blessed to be a part of this team. I'm very grateful with the group of men that we have and what they developed to become, and every memory. So on this point, I'm just thankful for everything.
All right, our next question is from Brian. Please state your name.
Brian Peterson with AZ Desert Swarm. Dante, is it hard right now to not think about all the accomplishments and success you guys have had?
Yeah. We made it to the College World Series. That's everybody's dream growing up. So, this team was special. This team was very special, and it's just hard.
Next question is from David.
Hey, David Kelly, News 4 Tucson. Dante, just capsulize your experience there this week from, the time you got to Omaha to walking into that ballpark for the first time as a kid. I'm sure that grew up wanting to play there. Just, how you kind of took it all in.
We talk about staying in the moment, being present all the time. So, when it was that time to, just soak it all in, that's what we all did. We just look at the crowd, the venues, hotel, the food around the hotel and everything. We just made every moment the most. When it was time to play, we just came out and, stayed in the moment. And, we just competed. And I think that's why we came out here. It was a great experience. And, it was everything I dreamed of it to be. So I'm just happy I got the chance to be here with this group of guys.
Next, we'll go to Alec. Alec, please state your name and affiliation.
Alec White, Arizona Daily Star. Dante, you've been one of the leaders on this team the last couple of years, but there's been a lot of freshmen that have stepped up. Do you think you're leaving the program in capable hands with a bright future?
We got 30 leaders on this team. I don't see myself as just the individual guy on this team. There's 30 other guys in that locker room that's bleeding right now, and they bring different characteristics to the team. Every one of them are leaders in my eyes. I think whoever wants to run the program, whatever you guys want to call it, there's going to be a ton of guys that's going to step up to the plate and do what they can do to carry the team, to keep pushing the team, and just keep the train going.
Again, if you have a question, please use the raise hand function. We'll now go to Michael. Please state your name and affiliation.
Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star. Some of your last at-bats that you guys had today, Daniel hit a bullet to second base. That was a double play. Kobe hit a ball that the guy jumped for to maybe rob him of a home run. And your last at-bat was a hard line drive to the second baseman. That just sort of represent what this day was. It's kind of one of those days in baseball.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you hit the ball hard. You can't do anything after you hit the ball. So it's out of your hand. We put great swings on it, and just didn't go our way, I guess you could say. We had a lot of opportunities in the game, but I mean, with that being said, staying in the moment and just being up there and competing, that's all we can do. Just giving it our 110%. So that, yeah, we swung the bat, we hit the ball hard, so that's all we could ask.
Strategy there.
Go ahead, Mike.
Once the game, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dante?
Yeah.
Once the game got out of hand, Jay kind of emptied the bench a little bit. You got George Arias in the game, and Blake and Chase. What did it mean for the rest of you guys to see some of your teammates who haven't gotten as much playing time, to get a chance to play here at the College World Series?
I mean, everybody's great players. We have a stack load of players that we could put in whatever position. But just knowing, seeing CD get a at bat, seeing George get out there, just something that we're gonna look forward to. See CD getting his ABs in, and he's gonna be a great player. And I've seen him grow a lot from the fall, and all the work that George put in and paw in the cages and stuff like that. They're gonna be great players, and I'm just proud of them, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Again, if you have a question, please use the raise hand function. We'll go to David. Please state your name and affiliation.
David Kelly again, News 4 Tucson. Dante, what's the next few weeks going to be like for you in terms of rest and routine as you get ready for the draft and whatever potential professional opportunity may come your way?
I haven't even thought about that yet. I haven't thought any second about the next few weeks. I've just been out here trying to, give everything I got. So that's still where my head is right now.
All right. Thank you, Dante, for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all for participating. You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com, and transcripts are available at ncaa.com/transcripts. Thank you for joining us.